an era of skyrocketing home prices and endless rent hikes, did you know that you can still find a place with nature, space, and small-town charm with a friendly budget as low as $100,000? Beginning in Tupelo, Mississippi, here are the 10 U.S. small towns where living costs are shockingly low. Some call it Elvis's birthplace, and of course, they're right. But beyond that, it's one of the cheapest places to call home. Tupelo sits 110 miles southeast of Memphis. While walking down its historic Main Street, you'll feel the rhythm of small-town life. You can choose to enjoy the local zoo, the National Battlefield, and the Car Museum. And apart from the beauty and satisfaction, your wallet gets to breathe easier. The cost of living here comes in at roughly 18 to 19% below the US average, and housing is nearly 37% cheaper. For people used to big city bills, this is a serious way to save money. Tupelo gives us hope of living the American dream on a budget. But there's more. Affordability doesn't stop here. So let's pack up our savings and roll those wheels toward the next hidden bargain. Muskogee is about 50 miles southeast of Tulsa and has both history and heart. Imagine a town with 4 colleges, museums, and the famous phrase, "Okie from Muskogee." But very few people know that it's one of the cheapest small towns in America. A town immortalized in song and now offering homes at a fraction of metro cost. The cost of living clocks in around 21.7% below the national average, while housing expenses are about 44% lower, which is indeed huge. So here you get cultural roots, educational institutions, and the space to live without the unnecessary noise of a large city. If you thought that was impressive, well, hold that thought, because just a few hundred miles away, there's another small town rewriting the cost of living story. Hutchinson sits in central Kansas. The salt mining legacy is part of its identity, and the cost of living is as low as the underground mines. They pride themselves on having smaller rent, gentler utility bills, and generally less financial stress. According to one listing, the median home value is around $143,743 in one data set. Housing costs are dramatically below national averages. If you're used to stretching financially every month, changing your geography might just change your story. Yes, you get to spend less while living well. Hutchinson proves that you don't have to be rich to live richly. And if you're still thinking that low costs mean lower quality of life, the next town is here to prove you wrong. Rich in music and culture and light on the cost of living. In this southern state culture, affordability and community are neighbors. Meridian has a vibrant feel, historic downtown, arts, and a slower pace. One source lists the housing cost here at roughly 35% below the general national rate. So if you're looking for a place where you might not have to give up local coffee shops while you enjoy live music and friendly neighbors, this is your perfect location. And if this town were a quiet secret, the next one's a full-blown whisper among smart savers. Imagine a town where you might buy a home under $100K and still wake up to the fresh smell of flowers and nature. Batesville is modest in size, but big in potential. According to one article, Batesville's average home price is under $100,000, and the consumer price index about 12% lower than the US average. For retirees, remote workers, or first-time buyers, it's a chance to actually own a home without giving up serenity or safety. They say money can't buy happiness, but the next place proves it can rent it for a lot less. A riverside town where every dollar works harder. Perched along the Ohio River, Maysville is a postcard in motion with its historic buildings, rolling green hills, and locals who still know your name at the diner. The cost of living in Marysville is around 25.3% lower than the U.S. average housing price. For someone seeking a homely lifestyle on a budget, it sure ticks many boxes. You have the river view and the relaxing sunsets, the kind of lifestyle most people think they have to retire to get. Although the next town doesn't make headlines, it makes perfect sense. And once you see the numbers, you'll understand why people stay. Welcome to Kankakee, Illinois, a place close enough to the big city lifestyle to keep you connected to the city's hustle, and yet far enough to keep the budget modest. It's located just an hour from Chicago. You get the transit, the culture, and an affordable lifestyle. Utilities and housing remain among the lowest in Illinois, with home values dramatically under state averages. In Kankakee, you're giving up city noise for a relaxing river view and a low cost for high value. This is the perfect place for freelancers who want access to the joys of a big city without living there and overpaying for it. And just when you think you've seen it all, what's next is a total flip of the script on what affordable living really means. Cortland remains a small town in New York State that is full of surprises. Here, you're surrounded by forests, lakes, the rhythm of the four seasons, and college town charm. But unlike its flashy cousins, it's friendly both in personality and price. Median home value is around $177,311. Apart from the cost of housing, other things like transportation and basic utilities are below the national average. So yes, you can say, I live in New York without adding, but I'm broke. Cortland is a hidden gem, but the next town promises heaven on earth within your budget. A jazz heritage town where housing is nearly 1/3 cheaper than the average house in the U.S., Richmond, Indiana is a place rich with stories of the past. It's a warm community with the kind of stability that makes family life memorable. But here's the kicker. According to one listing, its housing costs are about 33% below the national average. For those tired of watching rent steal their peace of mind, Richmond lets you play life at your own pace, with plenty of room to breathe. For this town, most people drive past it without giving it a glance, but the ones who stop never want to leave. A manufacturing hub full of life and inspiration, Salina is practical and proud while rooted in agriculture and local manufacturing. Yet, despite its industry, the vibe is small town friendly, with parks, art walks, and short commutes. Housing costs roughly 2/3 of the national average. It's a place where you can save, invest, and still live comfortably. Proof that prosperity doesn't always wear a suit. This city gives you a sense of balance. It's a place where creativity meets industry, and progress doesn't erase peace. It's common to find locals strolling through and cheering at high school games. Salina offers something rare, the rhythm of a thriving economy set to the tempo of a small town heartbeat. Lower cost of living doesn't mean lower quality of life. It can mean beautiful yet affordable. So, which of these cities will you be visiting or attempting to relocate to? While you're still here, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Until next time, thank you for watching.